The graveyard stretched far and wide, like a sea of silence. Hundreds of weather-worn tombstones stood crooked in the sun, each casting a long shadow across the cracked earth. The wind carried only the sound of dry leaves tumbling over forgotten names. There were no witnesses, only the dead and the dust. Blondie stepped forward first, calm, controlled. His boots thudded lightly against the soil as if even the ground respected him. His hand hovered near his holster, not tense, just aware. Behind him, Tuco stumbled in, sweating bullets, eyes darting from one grave to the next. He was breathing hard, like a man who just realized he's been tricked but still hopes to make it out a live dot. And then came Angel Eyes, cold as steel, sharp as a vulture's gaze. He didn't rush. He didn't need to. Each footstep echoed like a funeral drumbeat. His eyes locked on Blondie's, not with hate, but calculation. He wasn't here for revenge. He was here to win. The three men formed a triangle of death, 20 paces apart. Nothing between them but dust and fate. Not a word spoken, not a breath wasted. Their coats swayed gently in the breeze. Fingers twitched, eyes narrowed. No music. Then suddenly there was. Morricone's score pierced the silence. Like a heartbeat, slow, then faster. Every note coiled the tension tighter. The camera circled them like a vulture, closing in. A blink could kill. A twitch could mean the end. Tuco's eyes danced between the two others. He knew this wasn't a fair fight. He wasn't sure if he was the bait or the target. His breathing grew louder. His hand hovered awkwardly near his gun, not out of confidence, but fear. Blondie, on the other hand, didn't move, didn't blink, didn't care. He had already made up his mind. In his eyes, the duel was over before it began, and yet the world stood still for 30 seconds. A lifetime passed. Then, like lightning, the silence shattered. 3 guns fired. Dust exploded. 2 men hit the ground. And only one stood, absolutely. Here's the script for. The graveyard is frozen in time. No one dares to move, not even the wind. It's as if the earth itself is holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable crack of gunfire. Blondie's gaze is steady, locked onto Angel Eyes. Tuco glances back and forth, sweat collecting at his brow, hands hovering over his pistol, like it weighs 100 pounds. No one speaks. They don't have to. Every man here knows what's at stake. There's no warning shot, no countdown, no mercy. This isn't a duel. It's a judgment. Angel Eyes shift slightly. It's a movement so small. It could be missed, but Blondie sees it. Tuco sees it. Everyone does. The tension snaps tighter, fingers twitch. One heartbeat too long, and it'll all be over. You can feel death in the air, not just as a threat, but as a certainty. This is the moment Westerns are built on, not chaos, but silence so loud. It screams, and within it, 3 men decide who they are. Killers, survivors, legends. Someone's going to draw first. Someone's going to die. And someone is already ready. The circle feels tighter now, though no one has moved. Tuco shifts his boots nervously over the dry gravel, eyes flicking between Blondie and Angel Eyes. He's breathing fast but trying not to show it. His fingers hover clumsily over his pistol grip, not from confidence, but from raw, rising panic. The graveyard, once wide and open, suddenly feels like a trap. Tuco realizes what this is: not just a standoff, but a death sentence. And he's right in the middle of it. He glances at Blondie, searching for a hint of alliance. But Blondie doesn't give him one. That calm, unreadable face offers no comfort. It never did. Then he looks at Angel Eyes, cold, focused, surgical in his stillness. Tuco knows that if Angel Eyes gets the drop, he's going to shoot first. And he's not going to miss. He's trapped between 2 killers, 2 men who don't bluff. 2 men who've killed for less. There's no way out. No grave to hide behind. No mercy to beg for. The circle of death has closed in. And Tuco suddenly understands he's not part of a duel. He's the pawn. His breath catches. The buzzing in his ears grows louder than the music. Every instinct screams at him to run, to shoot, to scream. But he does nothing because he knows none of those things will save him. All he can do is wait and pray he's not the one who drops. Blondie stands like he's carved out of granite, not a bead of sweat, not a single blink. Just those cold, calculating eyes locked straight ahead, like he's watching something already done. While Tuco fidgets and Angel Eyes plots, Blondie is still, not frozen, calm, like a man who isn't hoping to win, but expecting to, because in his mind, the shot's already been fired. The outcome's already known. His hand rests gently over the grip of his revolver. Not tight, not trembling. Just waiting. It's not impatience. It's certainty. He's not guessing who'll shoot first. He knows. He's not worried about dying. He's already accepted it. And that's what makes him dangerous. The deadliest men aren't the loudest. They're the ones who don't need to prove anything. He doesn't scan the others. He doesn't play the bluff. Because Blondie doesn't bluff. He doesn't flinch. Because he already knows who's not walking out of here. It's not just sound anymore. It's pressure. It's time. It's fate closing in. A single note hangs in the air like a warning. Then it grows. One haunting melody at a time. Ennio Morricone's score doesn't just play. It circles. It winds tighter and tighter like a noose around the three men. Each sound feels like a footstep closer to death. Each note like a heartbeat. Slow, steady, suffocating. The camera cuts between faces. Tuco's eyes twitch. Angel Eyes breathes. A little deeper. But the real movement is in the music. It rises and falls with perfect cruelty, teasing the moment of truth, then backing off just enough to keep the tension unbearable. There are no words spoken, yet the music says everything. Only one of you is walking away from this. It becomes the fourth man in the standoff. Not holding a gun, but holding time. It decides when things snap. It decides when the bullet leaves the barrel. You don't need a script. You don't even need a sound effect. Just that whistle. That guitar. That rising, swelling, unforgiving crescendo. And by the time it hits its peak, you're not watching anymore. You're holding your breath, just like the men in the circle. Because the music has done its job, the noose is tight. All that's left is the drop. The circle between them feels tighter now, not just by distance, but by inevitability. Tuco's eyes dart. Angel Eyes squints, calculating. Blondie doesn't blink. The camera dances between hands and holsters, each frame like a ticking clock. Every motion is microscopic. A bead of sweat, a flex of a finger, a breath caught halfway. No one dares to move first, yet everyone's about to. Because they all know only one bullet truly counts. One shot decides it all. It's not about speed anymore. It's about timing. About reading the man across from you. About committing fully or dying halfway there. The tension is unbearable. Time doesn't move forward. It freezes. Seconds stretch into eternity. The silence between the music's last note and the gunshot is more deafening than anything else. It's the sound of everything, balancing on the edge. 3 guns will fire, but only one will hit its mark, and everyone in the audience knows this moment will go down in history. It happens faster than the mind can register. A flash of metal, the whip of wrists, the thunder of revolvers tearing through silence. And just like that, it's over. Tuco's pistol clicks, but never fires. His hands tremble as realization sinks in. He's been played. Again. Angel Eyes isn't so lucky. His body jerks violently as bullets tear into him, staggering backward into the dusty grave behind him. His eyes, once cold and calculating, now just stare blankly into nothing. His revolver never stood a chance. And then there's Blondie. Still. Standing. Unmoving. Unbothered. Smoke curling from the barrel of his gun, like it was always meant to end this way. His breathing calm. His posture unchanged, Like he knew the outcome before the standoff even began. The dust hangs in the air, catching sunlight like a slow-moving curtain over the battlefield. For a second, it feels like the world has forgotten how to move. The graveyard holds its breath in reverence. Tuco stares at Blondie, wide-eyed, not just in fear, but in awe. He's still alive, but not because of skill. Because Blondie chose it. The echo of gunfire fades, but its weight lingers. In every tombstone dot in a place built for the dead, only one man walks away untouched, the one who never needed to flinch. Blondie holsters his revolver with the kind of ease that only comes from living too long on the edge of death. He doesn't offer a smirk, a taunt, or even a glance toward the fallen. There's no need. His message wasn't meant to be spoken. It was carved into the silence that followed the gunfire. Tuco stares at him, still frozen, standing in front of an open grave, heart pounding like a drum in a funeral procession. He knows now Blondie could have killed him, easily, just like Angel Eyes, but he didn single quotes that instead. Blondie walks past him slowly, boots crunching the gravel underfoot. The long coat swings at his sides. His silhouette cuts through the rising dust like a ghost. Still calm, still untouchable, still in control. He doesn't leave behind a speech about morality. He doesn't explain why he did what he did. He knows. The lesson will last longer this way. Tuco will remember the silence, the mercy, and the razor-thin edge between life and death that only Blondie gets to walk without falling. No music plays now. Just wind over the tombstones and the fading echo of fate being decided. And then he's gone. Just a shadow growing smaller in the distance, swallowed by the horizon. No farewell. No need. Because real justice doesn't brag. It doesn't demand applause. It just leaves a man changed forever. Blondie doesn't just win the duel. He ends it with a lesson that needs no words. The fastest hand isn't the deadliest. The calmest one is.